And then we went to Mater Hospital. By the time we got there at the emergency, the doctor just saw him, from the car. And like, he just said, you know what, sorry, the guy is just dead. And, it was like, it was just very fast, like, pap, pap. And I just couldn't, like, believe it. And I couldn't accept it.
This is the story of one Alice Ngina, who is with us today. I'm going to invite her over so she can introduce herself and share this very emotional story. Alice, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Alice Ngina, a mother of two, one now, because I lost one of my sons. They were twins. Yeah. And that was in the year 2013. And well, it was such an emotional time. And, sometimes it's good to have closure. Something I still believe I haven't, because I never really got to know exactly what happened to my son. And when I tried following it up with the cops, nothing much really happened. So, yeah, sometimes it's very difficult. As much as it is like, it's been like 9 years, sometimes the memory is so fresh, And yeah, so it's hard. It's been hard. It's been hard. Yeah.
I can imagine it must be very difficult even talking about it right now.
It is. It is. It is. It is because, like, I wish I knew, or rather I knew exactly what happened to him, because he had gone out with some friends, and then I think at some point when he decided to go home, I can't tell whether he decided to take a cab or he decided to walk. I don't know. All I know is that he was beaten up by some young guys, about 4 of them. And then somehow he managed to escape, got some help, and somehow they managed to get one of my nephews and my son. They picked him from somewhere in town, took him to hospital. Then he was treated. But I think the mistake they did was that they never, they didn't do a head scan. So he died of internal bleeding. Yeah, and that was the following day, actually, because from the hospital he even walked home, and he could even, tell them, I really fought those guys. Guys nilionyeshia. Lakini one of them just came from nowhere, akakuja kanigonga tu kwa kichwa, So when they went home, he slept, and they were supposed to take him back to the hospital the following day for the scan. But now before that, my nephew called me and told me, you know what, Cruz was involved in an accident. He was beaten up, but I managed to take him to the hospital, and he's doing much better. But being a mother, sometimes you can tell something when something is not right. So I decided to go and see him, because by that time I was not living with them. Kids of nowadays, they like being independent very early. And so before I got there, my other son called me and told me, Mami, wherever you are, if kama umechukua matatu, just get a cab, because Cruz is getting worse. So I came out from the matatu, got a cab, and by the time I got there, he was like vomiting blood, and it was kind of choking. And then unfortunately, I'm asthmatic. I kind of got the attack. So my other son didn't know what to do. The brother is here, he's sick. I'm here, I can't breathe. I'm crying, I'm screaming. But anyway, we managed to take him to the cab, and then we went to Mater Hospital. By the time we got there at the emergency, the doctor just saw him, from the car, and he just said, you know what, sorry, the guy is just dead. And it was like, it was just very fast, like pap, pap. And I just couldn't believe it, and I couldn't accept it. And I remember, the only thing I remember is that the next minute when I woke up, I was lying on a bed, and this father was there, these Catholic fathers, trying to praying and telling me, everything is gonna be all right. The only thing I couldn't let them do, I couldn't let them take him to the mortuary, you know. He just told them, just let the boy lie there till when I'm ready for him to be taken to the mortuary. And you know what really gets to me is that when I tried following that, you know, because it's a murder case, right? And when I went to report, they told me, you know, there are CCTVs everywhere. We're gonna make sure that we get these people. And I kept on going there, like every day after the burial, like every day. Nothing happened. And every time I go there, ati hakuna pesa ya fuel, hakuna pesa sijui nini. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. It was just crazy. You even wonder sometimes. I don't know, it's just been difficult. It's just been, you know, I just wish I knew, you know, I wish I knew what, like, really, was he walking at that particular time, because it was around 1 o'clock. Was he walking? Was it taken from a cab? You know, and I just wish the police did their, you know, their work. Because probably if they went through the CCTVs, they would have gotten a clue. And anyways, it's just been hard. And like last month, on 9th, was his anniversary, 9th anniversary. It's just been...
It's been difficult.
Yeah, it's been hard. It's just been hard, anyway.
And it's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out. Emotions are healthy.
Well, I guess.
And we're here to support you, Ngina.
Sometimes I wonder whether I can, you know, really like, really forget. You know, really like, I don't know, it's been hard. It's just been hard. I guess you can, like, maybe, I guess you can't really forget, you know?
You can't.
I think the pain just gets a bit easier. But once in a while, it's just like, you know, it really comes back. And sometimes I don't know what to do.
It's okay. We're here to give you the psychosocial support that you need. I'm here with my colleague, JP, John Paul. Please, you can just introduce yourself and tell me what you think about the story that Ngina is sharing with us here today. Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie. My name is John Paul. I'm a counseling psychologist and a trainer. And thank you for the invite, and happy to be on the set. When talking about loss, it's always emotional, and it's never easy to talk about it, because it triggers something in you. Maybe it's that thing that you've never dealt with. It doesn't matter how long it has taken. So when she talks about the loss of her son, it's okay for her to feel the way she's feeling right now. And as you've said, it's okay to bring it out. It's okay to try, to cry. And that's the process of healing. Yeah.
So is it to say that in the event of the loss of a loved one, every time we talk about them or every time we think about them, the emotions will still come again and again and again, or at some point we learn to live with the loss?
Maybe we need to know and understand what is a loss. A loss is when you are deprived of something or someone that you love.
I'm good.
So when you are deprived, or when that person that you love is no longer there, then it means it's a loss. And you cannot just forget and move on easily. What we can say as a person, you can just heal from the loss,
Yeah.
but you cannot forget.
We
the
cannot
person.
forget.
And does it get any better? No. Okay, sometimes I'm good, other times I'm...
Mm.
And
Yeah.
especially I think when it comes to, you know, like as I said, he died on 9th of August.
Mm.
And when that date is, you know, nearing,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, those are triggers that will always bring it up.
Yeah.
The dates, like now the memorial dates will always remind you of the person. The events, maybe the things that you used to do together, the places you used to go together, even the hospital, maybe where he died, just passing around there, that's a trigger that will always remind you of the person. So healing is a process. And before even you get to the healing process, there are things that as a person you have to, maybe things that will make you, will determine on how long it takes you to heal. One, the circumstances under what the person died. Like in her case, she needs that closure, but it's not forthcoming. She's been trying to get it, but it's not forthcoming. So anytime she remembers that, it triggers the emotions. Two, the relationship or the closeness that you had with the person. Three, age.
Age.
Yes. Also determine on how long you will take to heal. And we can also talk about the health issues. You see, if someone was sick, maybe had a terminal illness, there's a time that you can start anticipating. We call it anticipatory loss. You can say, maybe this person at some point, but you remember her case, this is a person who left home,
Yeah.
well, but in less than 24 hours, she was no longer there. So those are some of the determinants that can define how long you will go through the grieving process and how long you will heal.